You already know who is this. I am Carlos, the Colombian guy. Welcome to my YouTube channel once again. Welcome to another episode of my YouTube channel, and today we're going to speak about the recent updates, the recent news about the city of Medellin, Colombia, because an American citizen got robbed in a restaurant while he was enjoying his meal, and when he was expecting to get the dessert, the only dessert that he got was two guys in a motorcycle that they jump in and force him to give away everything he has. This including, of course, his jewelry and his money. Let's speak about this and let's jump in this article. Two thieves arrested in Medellin accused of stealing jewelry and money from an American citizen in El Poblado. Medellin Security Secretary Manuel Villa Mejia said that the result was thanks to the timeline reporting of the case made by the victim. The two detainees were arrested thanks to the fact that the American citizen immediately informed the authorities of what just had happened to him in El Poblado. A new case against foreign citizens took place in Medellin, Antioquia, after a man from the United States was assaulted by two subjects. The criminals broke into a commercial establishment located in an exclusive area of El Poblado, where they used firearms to demand that the American citizen hand over all the jewelry and cash that he was carrying. However, thanks to the reaction of the American citizen, the complaint he filed with the authorities allowed for the deployment of an operation that led to the capture of the two truck drivers, and the motorcycle that they were traveling on was also seized, which is according to what the agents verified would have been used to commit the crime. In addition to the motorcycle, a Colombian highlighted the two detainees were also seized from the money and jewelry that they had snatched from the American citizen, who at the time of the robbery was enjoying a meal in a restaurant in the well-known sector of the capital of Antioquia. Likewise, ammunition from the revolver was also found, and through verification of the vehicle license plates, the Metropolitan Police of the Robb3d confirmed that the motorcycle was reported to have been used in all the thefts that have also been carried out in this location of Medellin. The stolen objects have been recovered, and these two men had already been brought before the courts to answer for the crimes of illegal carrying of firearms and for qualified and aggravated theft, said the Secretary of the Security of Medellin, Manuel Villa Mejia. Mejia also stressed that thanks to the citizens' complaint, the surveillance police were able to react immediately and were able to capture the two people responsible for the death. For this reason, the authorities in Medellin invite citizens who are victims of death to report the crimes through the lines 1, 2, 3. Through the operations and actions that have been carried out in Medellin and its metropolitan area, authorities have been able to carry out actions in the midst of the tragedy that seeks to continue dealing decisive blows to death in the Robb3d. This is reflected in the 1,315 people caught in flagrante death and accused of participating in various cases of death, regardless of the method, stressed the Medellin. Medellin, the capital of Antioquia, faced a persistent challenge in its fight against death, with a total of 28,000 incidents recorded in 2024, according to the data from Medellin Como Vamos, despite a slight decrease in the daily average of robberies compared to 2023. The problem remains significant and affects both residents and visitors to the city. The daily average of robberies in Medellin is 101 people affected by crimes such as theft of cell phones, money, homes, business, or vehicles. These figures underlines the magnitude of the problem and the need to implement effective strategies to combat it. Local authorities have stepped up their efforts to address this problem by developing various security strategies, although the challenge remains considerable. The problem of death in Medellin is a reflection of the broader situation that affects many cities in the country. This means that the perception of security and the quality of life of the inhabitants are impacted by these crimes. So this is the current situation in Medellin, Colombia, and I hope the responsible, the types, they get what they deserve with all of this. It's so sad to me. It's hard to bring like this type of case, but unfortunately, this is what we have. And my advice for the brothers, you always gotta keep an eyes while you are in Medellin, in Cartagena, because I've been saying for the longest that the donation season has finally started in Colombia, and a lot of travelers that they think like they're gonna have a great time, they're gonna have an awesome vacation in Colombia. They are gonna donate computers, cell phones, jewelry, money, and they're gonna satisfy a lot of families in Colombia without even know that they're gonna do it. So if you don't want to be part of this donation, forced donation that I call, please, you gotta keep an eye on you and watch your back all the time. You know what I mean? So my advice all the time is like every time I see like kids with jewelry is involved, I always trying to tell the brothers like you don't have to bring jewelry to Colombia. You don't have to flex in Colombia, because that jewelry that you had on your chest, that you had on your neck, can fix a lot of family problems in Colombia, can solve a lot of problems. So people are willing on the street. People are willing, like to snatch that chain, snatch that iPhone, snatch that phone, to fix the problem that they have, because they have a family expecting food at the house. So please, while you are in Medellin, trying to flex, don't flex. You don't have to flex. You know what I mean? Only thing you need is plane ticket, round trip if you're planning to coming back to your country, because a lot of brothers get in love and they get tired of the country and they decide to live in Colombia, which is not a problem. It's good. But only thing you need is a round trip ticket to make sure you come back to your country one way or other. You know what I mean? You need your money, you need place to stay. If you don't have a place to stay, there is a lot of beach in Medellin, Colombia, so you can use one of the bridge, because there is a lot of brothers that they rather not to eat just to be around women. They rather, do McDonald's all the time, do KFC. That's the problem. I'm not here to talk about that. I'm just here, to tell you guys like you all don't need to flex. While you are in Colombia, you only need money, a place to stay, and a round trip ticket, and you're gonna have a great and amazing time. You know what I mean? I just want you guys to understand that you guys are not the only victims in Medellin, Colombia. More locals are getting robbed in Colombia and Medellin, which just has to be normal, because is Medellin is the city. Of course, it's gonna be more locals than Americans, than foreigners. You know what I mean? So, but I want you guys to understand that the police is working on that. But unfortunately, like this is a third world country, and at the end of the day, and how we've been called, third world country. So, police ain't working hard, like in your country behind the screen. Like in the US, like in Europe, unfortunately, like things here are slow. But something that I can say is like they've been working on that. They were trying to do their best for not to lose tourism, the good tourism that they consider, you know what I mean? So yeah, like I hope, like these guys gonna be sent straight to jail. Also, one thing that you guys need to keep an eye on is like in Cartagena, when they see like, when they were seeing like tourists, they were getting affected, by getting robbed and stuff like that. What they did was like they prohibit motorcycle with two men in the old city, in a lot of rich neighborhoods in the city, Boca Grande, Cabrero, Laguito. You would barely see two men on a motorcycle there, because if they wouldn't do that, a lot of foreigners they would be getting robbed. They would have been getting robbed now in the city. Once they did that, like it stopped a lot of foreigners from getting robbed in a lot of these nice, beautiful, and expensive neighborhoods. Same thing, it's not happening in Medellin. Medellin, like they still allows two men to go to a Poblado, all of that. So in this, what it calls, like a lot of people been getting robbed in motorcycles in Poblado neighborhood in Medellin, Colombia, fellas. So hey, I'm gonna drop all the links for all the news so you guys can go over there, read the entire news without losing any details. Thank you so much, thanks for everything, and see you soon on the next video. This was Carlos, the Colombian guy.